My child, listen closely, for I am speaking directly to the deepest places within you, the places you have hidden, the places you have guarded, the places even you have not visited for a long time, and I say to you now with the fullness of eternal love and holy truth. I am proud of you, my child. I am proud of the resilience you carried when no one saw. I am proud of the tears you wiped in silence. I am proud of the battles you fought with trembling hands. I am proud of the moments you stood again after falling. I am proud of the strength you didn't know you possessed, for I placed that strength within you long before you ever walked through the fire, and I have watched every step you have taken even when you believed you were wandering lost, for you have never been lost to me, beloved. You have always been held, guided, and covered by my invisible hand. And though you walked through nights that felt endless and seasons that felt crushing, you never stopped moving, you never stopped hoping, you never stopped believing at least a little. Even when your faith flickered like a weak flame, I saw that flame and I protected it, for even the smallest ember in my presence cannot be extinguished, and you, my beloved child, have carried that ember through storms that were meant to destroy you, through shadows that whispered lies to you, through battles that drained you, yet here you are, still reaching for me, still listening for my voice, still hoping for my hand to lift you again. And I tell you now, I have seen your pain, I have counted your tears, I have walked through every valley with you, I have stood beside you when you felt abandoned, and I have held you close when you believed you were unworthy of love, for you are not just loved, you are chosen, destined, set apart, and marked by my purpose. And the enemy tried to bury you because he saw what I placed inside you, he saw the destiny written over your life, he saw the light that would one day rise from your story, he saw the healing that would flow from your wounds, he saw the authority you would walk in after surviving what was meant to break you, and because he saw it, he attacked you, he whispered to you, he tried to convince you that you were weak, forgotten, and unwanted. But my child, hear me. Every attack against you only revealed the truth of what you carry, every storm you endured only uncovered the strength I placed within you, every lonely night only deepened the well of compassion in your spirit, every heartbreak widened your capacity to love, every disappointment refined your discernment, every setback sharpened your faith, and every season of waiting has been shaping your inner foundation. For I never waste pain, I never waste tears, I never waste the broken pieces of your heart. I transform them, I realign them, I breathe purpose into them, and I turn what the enemy meant for harm into the very platform of your calling, for your destiny is not dependent on what you lost but on what I am restoring, not on who left but on who I am sending, not on the doors that closed but on the doors I am preparing to open. And I say to you now, your waiting was not punishment, it was preparation. Your delays were not denials, they were divine timing. Your emptiness was not abandonment, it was the making of capacity, for you asked me to expand your life, but before expansion comes excavation, before growth comes pruning, before increase comes stretching, and the stretching you felt, the pressure you endured, the discomfort you carried, all of it was evidence that something was being birthed within you, that I was reshaping your identity, renewing your strength, awakening your spirit, and preparing you for a breakthrough that will not be stolen, delayed, or diminished, because this time you will receive what I promised and you will keep it, for this is a season of restoration, a season of renewal, a season of divine reversal where what was taken will be returned, what was broken will be rebuilt, what was delayed will be accelerated, and what was hidden will be revealed. For I am not finished with you, I am only beginning, and what lies ahead of you is far greater than what lies behind. But to step into it, my child, you must surrender the weight you have been carrying, the guilt that is not yours, the shame that never belonged to you, the fear that has been whispering lies, the wounds you kept pretending didn't hurt, the disappointment you tucked away in silence, and the memories that replay in your mind like chains. For I am calling you into inner healing, deeper than you have ever allowed yourself to go, because healing is not a moment, it is a movement within your spirit, a breaking of old patterns, a lifting of old burdens, a release of old identities, and I am healing you not only from what happened to you but from what you came to believe about yourself because of it. For you have carried beliefs that were not from me, you have carried wounds that were not your fault, you have carried expectations that suffocated you, and now I, the Lord your God, am reaching into the core of your being to remind you of who you truly are, chosen, seen, beloved, called, protected, strengthened, and destined. For I did not create you to live small, to shrink yourself, to hide your voice, to silence your dreams, or to live afraid of breaking again. I created you to rise, to shine, to walk in authority, to move in purpose, to speak with boldness, to stand in confidence, and to carry my presence wherever you go. And though you thought your story was ending in pain, I tell you your story is only beginning in glory, for every test you endured is becoming a testimony, every wound is becoming wisdom, every trial is becoming triumph, and every tear is becoming oil for the calling on your life. And this is why the warfare intensified, why the pressure grew, why the spiritual heaviness felt unbearable. because the moment of breakthrough always attracts the greatest resistance, and you, my child, are standing at the doorway of something holy, something new, something long-awaited, something heaven-sent, and the enemy attempted to weary you before you walked through, but you will not collapse, you will not fall back, you will not lose what I am about to release, for I am strengthening you right now, I am lifting your spirit, I am renewing your mind, I am stabilizing your emotions, I am awakening your purpose, and I am declaring over you that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, not because the weapons won't form, but because they will not overcome the anointing upon your life, for you are covered, protected, guarded, and held even in moments when you felt vulnerable, unseen, or unworthy, and I, your God, say again, I am proud of you not because you were perfect, not because you never fell, but because you kept getting up, you kept fighting to believe, you kept pushing toward light even when darkness surrounded you, and you kept your heart open even when it hurt to hope, and now I am guiding you into a season where the pieces come together, where clarity replaces confusion, where peace replaces fear, where joy replaces heaviness, and where purpose replaces drifting, for I have aligned the right connections, the right opportunities, the right timing, and the right blessings, and I am positioning you for doors you once believed were out of reach, and I say to you, do not shrink, do not doubt, do not look back, for the past cannot claim what I am giving you, and the old you cannot enter the new season. So release who you once were and rise into who you truly are, for the light within you has been awakened, the fire within you has been stirred, and the destiny within you has been set into motion, and now go forth, my beloved child, for I am with you, I am guiding you, I am sustaining you, and I declare over you once more, I am proud of you, now go forth, for the light within you has been awakened. My child, as I continue to speak into the depths of your spirit, listen with the ears of your heart, for what I am releasing over you now carries the weight of destiny and the tenderness of healing, and I want you to feel every word not as information but as transformation, for my voice does not simply instruct. It restores, it rebuilds, it breathes life back into what was fading within you, and this is why I am drawing you closer, why I am wrapping my presence around you like a warm mantle, why I am pushing back the clouds that have hovered over your mind, because you have carried a heaviness that was not meant to stay, and now I am lifting it layer by layer, memory by memory, lie by lie, until you stand free in the truth of who you are, for you have lived years with chains that blended in so deeply that you forgot they were chains, but I have not forgotten, I have not ignored the burdens you carried quietly, and I have not been silent about the wounds that shaped your thinking. For I have been working in the unseen places, clearing paths you didn't know were blocked, removing weights you didn't know you were dragging, and healing areas you didn't know were broken, and this season is not just about moving forward, it is about moving lighter, moving clearer, moving truer to the identity I placed within you before you were even formed, and I want you to know, beloved, that the reason you felt storms intensify was not because you were failing but because you were nearing breakthrough, for the enemy always fights hardest when he knows heaven is about to shift something, and the shaking you felt was never meant to destroy you but to disconnect you from what can no longer come with you into the next season. For some relationships were removed not because you were unworthy of love but because you were outgrowing the environments that kept you small. Some opportunities were blocked not because you were unqualified but because I refused to let you settle for less than what I promised. Some delays happened not because you were forgotten but because I was aligning things in perfect timing, and though you questioned the silence, questioned the waiting, questioned the seemingly still moments, I tell you now that every silent season was filled with my movement, every waiting season was filled with my alignment, every still season was filled with my preparation, and nothing about your life has been wasted, nothing has been random, nothing has been ignored. For I have been shaping you, refining you, and preparing the foundation of your destiny so that when I elevate you, you will not crumble under the weight of blessing, for I am not simply giving you answers. I am forming within you the capacity to hold the abundance I am releasing, and this is why I am teaching you to trust me beyond what you feel, beyond what you see, beyond what you understand. For trust is not born in clarity but in surrender, and I am calling you, my child, into deeper surrender, not the kind that takes something from you but the kind that liberates you, frees you, expands you, strengthens you, and awakens the parts of you that were buried under disappointment, and this surrender will not weaken you, it will anchor you, stabilize you, empower you, for the moment you release control is the moment I can reveal what I have been preparing, and I assure you, what is ahead of you is not something you will barely survive, but something you will thrive and flourish in. Rise in, for I am leading you into a season of harvest, a season of answered prayers, a season of fulfilled promises, a season where the areas of your life that felt barren will burst with unexpected fruit, and I say to you gently but firmly, do not speak death over what I am resurrecting, do not call final what I am restoring, do not assume delay means denial, for I am the God who works beyond your timelines, beyond your expectations, beyond your understanding, and though you cannot yet See the full picture. You are standing in the center of a divine unfolding, and the very ground beneath you is shifting into alignment with my purpose. And I have been repositioning you through circumstances you didn't understand, through changes you didn't choose, through endings you didn't want, for you prayed for purpose, but purpose always comes with pruning. You prayed for clarity, but clarity always comes after shaking. You prayed for strength, but strength is only forged in resistance. And though the process felt harsh, the fruit will feel holy, for I am bringing you into a season where every area of pain receives purpose, every area of confusion receives clarity, every area of weakness receives strength, and every area of loss receives restoration. And I tell you again, I am proud of you for holding on, proud of you for not surrendering to darkness, proud of you for fighting battles no one applauded, proud of you for pushing through days when your spirit was tired, proud of you for maintaining hope even when it trembled, proud of you for choosing love even after heartbreak, proud of you for showing kindness when the world felt cruel, proud of you for not giving up on your calling even when you had no evidence it was still alive, for that perseverance is the proof that my hand is on you, and what I have begun in you I will finish, not partially, not halfway, but fully, beautifully, powerfully, and abundantly, for you are entering a chapter where you will see what I have seen all along, and you will understand why the journey required so much faith. And I am telling you now, the story is shifting, the tide is turning, the weight is lifting, and the path ahead is opening in ways you could not have created on your own, for my hand is upon you, my favor is going before you, my peace is surrounding you, and my glory is rising within you, and you will not walk into this next season wounded, weary, or afraid. You will walk in healed, strengthened, awakened, renewed, and crowned with purpose, for I am the God who finishes what he begins, and I have only begun with you. My child, as I draw you deeper into this unfolding word, allow your spirit to rest in my presence, for I am not speaking to your mind alone but to the hidden chambers of your heart, the places where old disappointments settled, where unspoken fears lingered, where secret hopes waited quietly for revival, and I am breathing upon those places now, awakening what life tried to bury, for you have carried dreams that felt too fragile to speak out loud, desires you pushed aside because circumstances seemed impossible, visions you tucked away because you believed the window of opportunity had closed. But hear me, nothing is impossible for me, and nothing I placed inside you is beyond resurrection, for I am the God who revives what you thought was finished, resurrects what you thought was over, and breathes fire upon what you thought was cold. And this season, yes, this very season you are stepping into, is not simply about blessings arriving, it is about identity rising, for you cannot step into a destiny you do not believe you are worthy of, and so I am rewriting the narrative in your mind, tearing down the labels you accepted from pain, removing the identities you formed from survival, and restoring the truth of who you always were in me. And I say to you with tenderness and authority, you are not broken, you are becoming. You are not behind, you are being positioned. You are not abandoned, you are being guided. You are not forgotten, you are being prepared, for every season you endured has refined you into someone who can carry glory, wisdom, compassion, and spiritual authority. And though you saw weakness, I saw training. Though you saw delay, I saw development. Though you felt stuck, I was strengthening your roots, and I am proud of you for the way you held yourself together even when everything around you felt like it was falling apart. For your strength was not found in how loudly you fought but in how quietly you persevered. And I have seen every moment you chose to forgive instead of grow bitter, every moment you chose to hope instead of surrender, every moment you chose to heal instead of hide, every moment you chose to stay soft-hearted even after being wounded. And that kind of strength does not go unnoticed in heaven, for it is the strength of the chosen, the anointed, the called, the ones who do not give up even when the world misunderstands them. And you, my beloved child, are one of them, marked by destiny, separated by purpose, carried by grace, and shielded by my hand. And though your journey looked like wandering, it was guiding you into alignment, for I have led you through valleys not to break you but to empty you of what could not go with you. And I am leading you to mountaintops not to elevate your pride but to elevate your purpose. For you are stepping into a season where clarity will come suddenly, where answers will come effortlessly, where doors will open naturally, where favor will flow abundantly, and where peace will settle beautifully over areas that once caused fear. For I am rebuilding your inner world so that when I bless your outer world, you will be able to sustain it. And I tell you now that the blessings ahead are not temporary, they are foundational, not fleeting, but rooted, not fragile, but fortified. And I am weaving together connections, opportunities, and divine alignments that will not collapse. For what I give, I guard, and what I open no one can shut. And I want you to release the fear that says, what if it happens again? What if I lose it? What if I'm not enough? Because those fears come from old wounds, and old wounds do not belong in new seasons. and I am healing those wounds now, gently, thoroughly, deeply, removing the sting of the past so it does not poison your future. And I know you have been afraid of stepping forward, afraid of being disappointed again, afraid of hoping too boldly, but I tell you, my child, it is safe to hope again, safe to dream again, safe to believe again, safe to stretch again, for this time you are not walking forward alone, you are walking forward with my strength, my strategy, my timing, and my covering, and nothing formed against you will prevail, for I am surrounding you with protection, saturating you with peace, filling you with wisdom, and guiding you with clarity, and though the enemy tried to confuse you, I am restoring your focus. Though he tried to weary you, I am renewing your strength. Though he tried to silence you, I am awakening your voice. Though he tried to break your spirit, I am rebuilding you stronger than before, and the glory that will rise from this rebuilt version of you will shake the plans of darkness. For you are not stepping into your next season wounded, you are stepping in warrior, and heaven rejoices over the strength forming inside you. And I say to you once more, I am proud of you, proud of the way you kept believing when everything seemed impossible, proud of the way you held on to hope even when hope trembled, proud of the way you kept coming back to me even when you didn't understand what I was doing. And I assure you, none of it was wasted, none of it was unseen, none of it was ignored, for I have been working all things, even the painful things, even the confusing things, even the slow things, together for your good, and the good you are about to witness will make sense of the path you walked, and the light rising ahead of you will reveal that nothing was ever out of my control. My child, as I draw you even deeper into this unfolding river of my words, feel the weight of my presence resting upon you, for what I am releasing now is meant to steady the places within you that still tremble, to soothe the memories that still sting, to untangle the thoughts that still wander into fear, and to breathe holy warmth into the parts of you that grew cold from long waiting. And I want you to know that I have been watching over you with a gentleness you did not always feel, guiding you with a precision you did not always see, and protecting you with a strength you did not always recognize, for even in the seasons where you felt abandoned, I was holding you closer than ever, whispering courage into your spirit, covering you in moments where the enemy intended to break you, and shielding you in battles you never knew were happening, for my hand has been your shelter, my favor has been your shield, and my love has been your anchor. And as I continue to speak, let your heart absorb every word, for you are being prepared for a shift that is both divine and deliberate, a turning that will feel sudden but has been in motion for far longer than you realized. And I want you to understand, beloved, that what you lost was not a sign of my absence but a sign of my protection. For some things were removed because they would have drained you, some people were distanced because they would have limited you, some doors were closed because they would have trapped you, and some plans were interrupted because they would have carried you far from the path I carved for you. And though you grieved what left, you will soon praise me for what stayed, for not everything that walked away was meant to remain, and not everything you prayed to keep was part of your future. And I am teaching you now that my no is not against you. It is for you, guarding what I intend to flourish, protecting what I intend to grow, and preserving what I intend to multiply, for your destiny is too precious for me to allow anything or anyone to contaminate it, and you are entering a season where you will look back and say, now I understand why it had to happen this way, for my ways, though mysterious, are always rooted in wisdom, and my plans, though hidden at times, are always rooted in love, and I have been shaping you through every trial, molding you through every disappointment, refining you through every storm, and though you question the process, it has made you stronger than you know, wiser than you realize, and more resilient than you ever expected. And I tell you now that the strength in you is not accidental. It is crafted, intentional, heavenly formed, and the enemy trembles at the resilience you carry, the endurance you have developed, the persistence you refuse to lose, for he expected you to break, he expected you to surrender, he expected you to collapse under pressure. But instead your spirit learned to endure, your faith learned to stretch, and your heart learned to hope again. And for that, my child, I am proud of you, deeply proud, eternally proud, for you held on to me even in moments where you could barely hold yourself together. And now I am pulling you from survival into strength, from waiting into walking, from hoping into receiving, from praying into possessing. And as I shift you forward, I want you to release the fear of what if it doesn't work? For that fear is rooted in old disappointments that no longer define you, and I am breaking those attachments now, dismantling the lies that held you, cleansing the memories that haunted you, and removing the remnants of past failure from your identity. For you are not who you were when the pain happened. You are not who you were when the betrayal struck. You are not who you were when the door closed. You are not who you were when the storm hit, for I have rebuilt you quietly in the night seasons, restored you in the unseen hours, strengthened you in the depth of struggle, and poured my spirit upon you in ways you have not yet fully realized. And this anointing upon your life, yes, the one you feel rising even now, is not a small thing, for it will open doors that human effort could never reach. It will draw opportunities that were never accessible before, it will attract favor beyond what you imagined, and this next chapter of your life will not be marked by fear but by fulfillment, not by confusion but by clarity, not by loss but by abundance, not by sorrow, but by overflowing joy, for I am restoring your laughter, renewing your hope, refreshing your spirit, and awakening your destiny with a force that cannot be stopped. And as I continue to unfold this word, let peace settle into you like sunlight warming a cold place, for you are not stepping into this next season alone. I go before you, behind you, beside you, and within you, preparing every step, opening every path, and strengthening every part of your being for the greatness I have appointed you to walk in. My child, as I carry you deeper into this message, allow your heart to expand, for the weight of my glory is resting upon you in this moment, soft yet powerful, gentle yet overwhelming, and I am moving through places within you that you have long avoided, places where your tears gathered silently, places where your trust grew fragile, places where your dreams felt distant, and I am touching them with the tenderness of a father who has never stopped believing in you, never stopped fighting for you, never stopped guiding you. For every moment you thought you were alone, I was surrounding you. Every moment you felt weak, I was sustaining you. Every moment you felt lost, I was directing you. And though you questioned your worth, I never questioned my choice of you, for you are not chosen because of your perfection, you are chosen because of your purpose, and that purpose is awakening again within you, like a flame rekindled after a long night, like light breaking through clouds that seemed endless. And I tell you, beloved, that the reason your heart feels stirred right now is because your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it, for my voice is familiar to you, written into the deepest parts of who you are, and even when life's noise tried to drown it out, even when fear tried to silence it, even when pain tried to distort it, my voice never left you, never stopped calling you, never stopped leading you back to where you belong, in alignment with me, in peace with yourself, in harmony with your destiny. And I need you to know that every battle you fought in darkness has prepared you for a season of influence in the light, for the compassion that grew in you through suffering will now become strength for others, the wisdom built in your storms will now become guidance for others, and the hope you carried through your valleys will now become a pathway for others to follow. For I have not wasted a single tear, not a single delay, not a single disappointment. For everything you endured is now becoming oil upon your life, oil of insight, oil of strength, oil of authority, oil of healing. And the very areas where you felt most broken will now become the places where my glory shines the brightest, for I take what was meant for harm and turn it into divine influence. I take what was meant to destroy you and turn it into the very thing that elevates you. And I am telling you now that your story is shifting from sorrow to strength, from confusion to clarity, from waiting to walking, and the heaviness that clung to you for years is lifting even now, gently releasing its grip, for I am breaking spiritual weariness off you, dismantling emotional exhaustion, and removing the invisible burdens that drained your joy, for you have carried far more than people know, but I know and I honor your endurance, your faithfulness, your persistence, and your refusal to give up even when everything inside you felt tired. And I say again with divine love, I am proud of you, proud of your resilience, proud of your courage, proud of your quiet strength, and now I am clothing you in newness, new joy, new confidence, new clarity, new identity, new purpose. And as this renewal settles into your spirit, I want you to notice how the atmosphere around you begins to shift, for where there was confusion, I am releasing discernment. Where there was fear, I am releasing boldness. Where there was stagnation, I am releasing momentum. Where there was doubt, I am releasing assurance. And where there was lack, I am releasing abundance. For you are stepping into a season where things that once required struggle will now flow, where things that once felt blocked will now open, and where things that once felt impossible will now unfold effortlessly. For I am aligning circumstances, softening hearts, moving resources, shifting timelines, and orchestrating divine encounters that will propel you forward, and you will look back and say, "This was God. Only God could have done this." And I want you to breathe deeply now, letting go of the tension you have held inside for so long, for your spirit has been in battle mode for years, always bracing, always guarding, always waiting for something to go wrong. But that season is over now, and I am teaching you how to live in peace, not fear, expectation, not survival, faith, not anxiety, rest, not pressure. For I am guiding you into a life that feels aligned with my promises, not opposed to them. And everything that felt delayed is now being accelerated, everything that felt blocked is now being cleared, everything that felt uncertain is now being illuminated, and everything that felt heavy is now being lifted. For my hand upon you is strong, steady, sure, and unstoppable, and not one thing the enemy intended to derail you will succeed, for I am surrounding you with protection, saturating you with peace, and leading you step by step into the destiny that has always been yours. My child, listen closely now, for what I am about to reveal is something I have waited for the perfect moment to place into your spirit. And now the time has come for your heart to receive what your hands are not yet ready to touch, because revelation always comes before manifestation. And I, the Lord, am whispering into the deepest corridors of your soul that you are stepping into a season of divine remembrance, where every tear you thought was forgotten, every prayer you feared was ignored, every sacrifice that felt unseen is rising before me as a holy offering, and I am moving with precision to honor what you gave when no one else knew how much it cost you. For I have seen you love even while bleeding, give even while empty, hope even while shaking, believe even while breaking. And my child, the heavens do not forget this kind of faith, the kingdom does not overlook this kind of endurance, and I, your Father, do not delay when a heart like yours remains surrendered in the fire. Beloved, I need you to understand that nothing about your journey has been accidental, not the delays, not the detours, not the lonely nights, not the disappointing chapters. All of it has been shaping you into someone capable of carrying what I have written into your destiny, for without the pressing, you would not have discovered the oil inside you. Without the stretching, you would not have recognized the strength within you. Without the silence, you would not have learned the sound of my voice. Without the breaking, you would not have known the depth of my healing. My child, I am proud of you for enduring storms that were meant to drown you, for walking through fires that were meant to consume you, for rising again from battles that were meant to end you, and I declare to you now, with the authority of heaven, that the weight you feel lifting from your shoulders is not your imagination. It is my hand removing the burdens you were never meant to carry alone. I am reaching into the areas of your life that have been stuck, tangled, delayed, and I am bringing movement, clarity, and divine acceleration. For where you felt forgotten, I am remembering you. Where you felt trapped, I am releasing you. Where you felt small, I am enlarging you. Where you felt unworthy, I am restoring your identity. Where you felt invisible, I am announcing your name in the spiritual realm, for heaven has recognized you, my child. Beloved, I am breaking cycles that have clung to your bloodline for generations, cycles of fear, cycles of lack, cycles of emotional pain, cycles of self-doubt, cycles of spiritual heaviness, and I am replacing them with cycles of abundance, cycles of healing, cycles of clarity, cycles of growth, cycles of supernatural favor, and cycles of divine elevation. You will not repeat the patterns that tormented those before you. You will not carry the wounds you inherited. You will not relive the struggles that chained your parents or grandparents, for I have chosen you as the breaker of curses, the one who shifts the story, the one who carries a new mantle. My child, you are not the continuation of your past. You are the beginning of a new legacy. I am rewriting what the enemy tried to erase, rebuilding what life tried to dismantle, restoring what pain tried to steal, and resurrecting what hopelessness tried to bury, for nothing in your life is too broken for my hands, nothing is too delayed for my timing, nothing is too heavy for my strength, and nothing is too complicated for my wisdom. And now, my beloved child, prepare yourself, for this next chapter will not require the strength you used to survive the last one. It will require trust, surrender, and the courage to finally receive what you once thought you were unworthy of. You are worthy, not because of what you have done but because of who I am in you. The time of self-doubt is ending. The time of emotional healing is rising. The time of divine favor is unfolding. Keep your heart open, for I am not just restoring you, I am elevating you.